Going live.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Michelle's Mystic Corner. So, today we are going to be talking about Moonology. I'm really excited because this is a subject that a lot of people don't really know about and they want to learn more about. I know I am one of them. So, that's why I actually wanted to talk about Moonology so I could learn more about Moonology. So before we get into that, I thought we could draw a card for the weekend. Let's get us going here. And we have the stork. So with the stork, we have this is number 17, which, okay, the stork and numerology boils down to 8. So that is an abundance card, which mixed with the stork, and the stork is about movement and change. So abundance, movement, change, there is going to be something coming up that's going to make you want to take action by moving forward or sideways. I'm not going to say backwards, but sometimes you have to step aside to let an action pass you by so that you can get the opportunity that's coming up right after that one. Okay. And that is what I believe this is saying. With the 8 card number, abundance also boils down to common sense. You have to know which opportunities are going to be the right one. And that's where the movement card is indicating a sideways movement and not a forward movement. Okay. So that is the card of the day. And I thought I'd just bring that one out first. And I love the storks because they are beautiful animals. And with this one, I don't know if you noticed, but they are in the tree. Okay. So they are definitely reaching for what they want. They are going for that goal. And you have to be willing to change, to move, and to use common sense, knowledge, and even advice from another person to make the decision to move one way or the other. So there we have it. Okay. Now I want to go over to the chat and say hello to Dax and Dan. I know we're just getting started, so it might be a little bit before anybody joins, and that is a-okay. Right. And anytime you listen to this, if you listen to this later on, days later, years later, and you hear a reading and it resonates with you, just know that that reading is going to be for you because it happens to me all the time. I'm so sorry. I need to take a drink. And I will hear somebody else's message and I'll be like, no, that was for me. And so you just know that that's the universe is speaking to you. So just feel free to take that message for yourself. Okay. Yeah, it is still pretty early. So today we are, and I do not have my book. I thought I did. For shame on me. Oh, I do. So I ordered this really cool book. It is called Llewellyn's. I love Llewellyn. Witch's Date Book 2025. And with this one, it tells me, I got to go back to my calendar here, what phases of the moon we're in. Let's see, this is April. We want May. Okay. Today is May 10th, and it is the color blue today. That is the color of the day. And it looks like we are in the I want to say waxing moon, but I could be wrong because I'm still learning the moons, as I said. The first quarter, yes, it is the half moon. Ha. So, and that is in this little booklet. Now, I ordered this off of Temu because I love Temu. But see all the information there? So this has been really helpful with my journey into Moonology, and even astrology, because it says that one of the signs, and I can't remember which one off the top of my head, enters the Taurus at 8:15 this morning. So there is that. And I recommend this. So I love this little booklet. And it's definitely a nice calendar. It's got a full calendar, a partial calendar. So there you have that. Okay. Now that I'm done showing off all of that. Oh, hello, Pamela and Jean. Welcome in. Yes, I love Llewellyn too. I have one of her decks. And where I put that, don't ask, because it was just here. So I thought we would start with what is Moonology? And so I have some definitions here. Moonology is understanding and using the phases of the moon to manifest our desires and improve our well-being. Another definition is it is the practice of working with the magic of lunar cycles to create the life of your dreams consciously. So, about every 29.5 days, the moon goes through a full lunar cycle. And as the moon goes around the earth during this cycle, it makes its changes. It looks different during the month. And that's what we call the cycle of the moon. So the cycle starts with the new moon when the new moon can't be seen. And then it goes through the waxing moon. Now, the waxing moon is when, let me see here. It slowly becomes visible. And I believe that's when it's going to look like a D. It should look like a D. I know that sounds weird, but yeah, because a C is this way. Okay. Then the full moon, obviously, is the great, big, beautiful moon that you can see. And then we have the waning moon. That's the third quarter. And that's when it looks more like a C in the sky. It's that little sliver. So that's one way you can tell. It either looks like a D or it looks like a C. And that's how you can tell if it's waning or waxing. Wax on, wane off. Good movie. I just dated myself. Okay. So it's all about the phases of the moon. The new moon, when you can't see that, that is a time for new beginnings and setting intentions. The waxing moon, as it's growing, it represents growth, creativity, progress, movement. The full moon, it symbolizes completion, fulfillment, heightened emotions, um, intuition, psychic ability. The waning moon would be a time for reflections, releasing, letting go of things. Um, so you can really, really gain a lot of knowledge during these phases of the moon to do spells, to do rituals, to do intentional bay leaf writings, any of those sort of things. So, people have been interested in the moons since the very beginning, obviously. Um, and that is how people began to even, know our cycle of life, right? So let me skip down here. I have so much written down. So what at the core, what Moonology really is the study of how the moon moves, just like they did in the very early days, and how that moves us and our environment, and how it looks at its different stages of the moon, and how it affects our feelings, our choices, and even our health. Because the moon has its effect on all of us in one way or another. Oh, hi, Paul. Welcome in. Wow. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. So, there was an earthquake in South Carolina, and it was a 3.5, but nobody was injured. So, I'm so thankful that nobody was injured. So, let's talk about the way people interact with the moon. Um, the emotional and psychological impact. Hey, Sherry, nice to have you here. I always try. Okay, with the new moon is hidden from view. Okay, it is often seen as a time to think about the past and to start over. Got something here. Let me get this down. Poof. Hey, get off of my screen. Thank you. Sorry, guys. Okay. So during this time, you can make your plans to start new projects, right? And then as the moon waxes, its light starts to get bigger, okay? And this is linked to increased energy, and this is the time to take action and move forward towards your personal goals. And that's really, really beneficial. And so then we have the full moon, this is when the moon is at its most powerful, full potential time. Okay, this is linked to the strongest emotions. This is a time when the passions can flare the most. Um, and this is where creative energies can reach their peak. Um, so, another thing about the full moon, if you go to any hospital, I know this from experience, okay? If you go talk to the EMTs, the police, any of them, they're going to tell you the full moon is the worst time. And it is the strongest emotions, more accidents. It is the time that they are the most prepared every month. So, and then we have the waning moon. This is a time to decline, to go back a little bit. This is a time for thoughts and releasing. Are you ready for that cycle to start over again? What's not serving you anymore? This is the time to go, okay, that pattern, that's a bad behavioral pattern. It's time to get rid of that. That you do during the waning moon. Okay. I have notes. I'm so sorry, gang. All right. So, many spiritual groups see the moon as a reflection of who we are on the inside. So, your moon sign, which I know not a whole lot about, but we're going to be learning more about that next Saturday, is based on where the moon was when you were born. And it tells you a lot about your emotions, feelings, and subconscious mind. Now, again, we'll find more about this during our astrology next week. But once you know your moon sign, you can find that certain lunar energies are stronger for you than others. And this can help, during that full moon time with your spirit and your energy. So we're going to work on that next week. Um, let's see here. So here's some ideas for everybody. Okay. Yes, I will give you guys It's called Astroline. I believe it's www. I'll put it in here, www.astroline.com. That's where I got most of my notes. Understanding the moon phases. So the new moon, set your thoughts and make a list of your goals for the next cycle. When is the new moon? I'm sorry, when is the full moon? Is a question that many people ask to mark the change from purpose to action. And that's really important because the new moon is purpose, the full moon is action. Okay? And that's a big thing right there. New moon is purpose, full moon is action. Okay. The waxing moon is start moving towards your goal. So with the waxing moon, keep an eye on the moon phase to see if it works with your plans. Okay. And then the useful tip for the full moon is think about what has come to pass, because you want that powerful energy. So write down important times for your spiritual and personal growth. That way, you know when the full moon is coming and you can be like, okay, I have my book. The full moon is coming on this date. I know I'm going to be really super emotional. This is what I have to do here. Okay. So these are just tips for, you know, figuring out how to deal with the moon and your emotions. That last quarter moon, what you want to do is figure out what isn't working and get ready for that change. That, that last quarter, you just want to really go, okay, there's something not working. And then you can get rid of it. So there is something for you guys to consider with that. Okay. So I'm going to skip through some of these. And now we're going to have a little more fun. Then we'll look at the chat again and start answering some questions. Okay. The new moon is obviously the first phase. The waxing moon, and that's the circle that's dark. The waxing moon appears as a crescent-shaped silver of light that comes after the new moon. The first quarter is the half moon. Okay. The waxing gibbous is the phase between the first quarter and the full moon. The waning gibbous occurs between the full moon and the third quarter. The last phase of the lunar is the waxing crescent, and it comes upon until you'll see this until the moon disappears from the sky. It's the final phase. So my drawing sucks. I'm sorry, I'm not great, but let's see if I can show you guys. Hi, Maria. So that's the phases of the moon, and people just work their different intentions and rituals and even their daily lives under these moons. And so for May, the first quarter moon was already on the 4th. The full moon is the 12th. That's coming up. Today's the 10th, so Monday. The third quarter moon is on the 20th. And the new moon is on the 26th. And if I will make because I only have this part written down, but I will get this printed out this weekend and get all of this up online for you. So you will have all the moons up. Okay. Okay. So The new moon signifies the beginning of a lunar cycle. This occurs approximately once a month when the sun and the moon align. So this is why the lunar disk, known as the moon, is invisible from the earth, because the sun is in front of it. Okay. That's why it is not visible. That's why it's time for reflection and planning before it emerges as a crescent moon, sorry. Okay. The first quarter moon is when half of the moon's face is lit up. Okay, because the sun has moved a little bit, now only half of it is showing. And this occurs halfway between the new moon and the full moon. Okay. The full moon occurs when the sun and the moon are aligned on the opposite sides of the earth. So, we have our new moon, you can't see it, but when it goes to the other side of the earth, they have their new moon, we have our full moon. Okay. And then the third quarter moon, this occurs when the exact same thing happens. It's only partially lit on the other side. And so we only get to see that part. And so it's all about the sun and the moon. It really is. So write down your intentions during the new moon. Okay. That's going to be really big and really important. Let's see here. Hi, Maria. What did I say was coming up next? I already forgot. So sorry. Next is, yes, the full moon. So during this time, you want to, again, write down. So here's what I would do during the full moon. This is a time of culmination and balance and reflection, right? This is a time also to release and completion. So here's what I would do. I would get some bay leaves. It's the full moon. I would write on the bay leaves what I want coming up for the month, what I want to let go of for the coming up month. I would put in my little cauldron different herbs, maybe some rosemary, some lavender. I think I would add mugwort and maybe some nettle. And I'd probably use some, maybe rose hips, because rose hops, um, because it has a lot of psychic abilities to it, properties. And then I would add maybe an essential oil, um, maybe some charcoal for lighting, and then you put your bay leaves in there, and then you burn it with your candle. I would take a candle and engrave on the candle, put the oil on the candle, rub it into the mixture, and then set it into the cauldron, burn the candle, let everything burn, and then you take it off of your property. I find that the reason for that is because otherwise you're going to keep it on your property and it's not going to go anywhere. So you take it off of your property, onto the street, onto the alley, whatever, and you throw it into the wind, into the air, and you let the element of air take your desires away. And you give it to the universe. And that's what I like to do on the full moon. So there is that for you. Okay. Moon water. Some people are really big on moon water. So I'm iffy. I can go with it. I can go without it. I I'm not really sure about moon water. I haven't really myself used it, but I've been told by many people that they love the moon water. So what you want to do if you use moon water or are interested in learning to use moon water, full moon water, you take a jug of water, you probably clear jug, and you set it outside overnight or in your windowsill overnight during the full moon. And the full moon's energy just empowers that water, and then you can use that during rituals or whatever you would like to use it for. Some people use the moon water strictly for face washing. Some people use moon water strictly for washing their hair. And hey, go for it. That is a great idea. I have nothing against that. I think it's great. I just myself, I don't have time. So there is something else you can do for moon that people who follow Moonology, they really live by the moon phases, and they do everything by the moon phases. They set their intentions during the new moon. They only do certain things during um the waxing moon, and they because they have such an energetic pull with the moon. So I hope you've enjoyed our talk on the moon, Moonology. So enjoy the new moon, full moon in 2 days. I hope you have a blast. Okay. So I'm going to pull some papers over here just in case. I'm going to go to the chat now. Okay. Maria. Hi, Sierra. Oh, hi, Linda. All right, let's see if we can take some questions. Let me take a peek here. Sorry, yeah, see, I know I'm in Aries, and I think my moon is a Leo, but I'm not sure. I'll know more by Saturday. Okay. I have not seen a question yet. I'm still scrolling. It looks so far like Maria is the first question so far. Yeah, see, I have so much to learn on the astrological, and I know that everyone has a sun sign, which is Virgo, Leo. I'm in Aries. Dan's a Cancer. Um, and everyone has a moon sign. Okay, so the first one I seen is Maria. On June 10th, you have an oral exam. 10,000 words. Okay, so I pulled a card for you, Maria. You are so focused on what grades you're going to get. You got the Hanged Man. You need to stop worrying about the grade and start worrying about how you're going to do the presentation. Focus on the presentation and not the grade, okay? That's what you need to do. Because right now you're focused on the grade, and that is just that is having a really hard effect on you. So if you focus just right now on doing the presentation, put all of that into your presentation, you're going to do fine. Stop worrying about the outcome and start worrying about the deliverance. Okay? Okay. Moon water, interesting. Right? Yeah, moon water is fun. I guess some people swear by it. Uh, People put their tarot cards in their window seals during the full moon, their crystals. Um, I have put my crystals out on the full moon. I don't see a difference, but people do. So, yeah. Okay, back here. Yeah, I thought Jean had a question too. No, the full moon, I believe, is on Monday. Um, it's on the 12th. Yeah, it's on Monday. And it's gonna start. I love this book. Okay, so the full moon is gonna start at 12:56 p.m. Um, yeah, and it says here, I'm gonna just show you. Like I said, I have not figured this thing out yet, but here we go. This says Monday. And the color is gray. So there you go. Oh, the full moon in Scorpio on Monday. Yes, that is Scorpio. That's right. See, I'm getting it. I just had to be reminded. Thank you, Jean. Okay, yeah. I'm learning astrology. Yay. Jean, you're awesome. Thank you for your help. Okay. What degree will it be? Oh yeah, someone else mentioned that on another show. Um, I have no idea. I have no idea what degree it'll be. It does not say. May I ask what Virgo's intentions and next actions are towards me, or anything else you think I need to know about our connection? Okay. That is a really interesting question. I like how you put that. Okay. So, here's what I have. I have the Eight of Pentacles. So, you're a hardworking person, okay? And Virgo's feelings, we have the Seven of Swords. Virgo is trying to make some decisions in their life, and they're a little lost, a little confused, right? And you're really strong right now. You're working really hard, and Virgo is really feeling overburdened. And so if this relationship, if there is going to be a connection, if there is going to be a relationship, what has to happen is Virgo has to complete their journey, because Virgo is on the verge of finishing. But Virgo is very much heavy right now with his choice, his or her, I'm not sure, I'm sorry, with their choice. And life is, like I said, life is really picking, because he's got some choices to make and he's so close, but life is like, come on, you're ready to give up, and he's really not. And so what you need to do, okay, I kind of felt that Virgo was a he, And so what you need to do is be the encouraging friend right now. To make, if you want to make that connection, you need to be the encouraging friend, and not, this isn't about finances. This is about the physical world, okay? Making that connection, being there as a friend, and just saying, hey, whatever it is that is bugging you, let me be there to help you with your journey, because you cannot give up, okay? So if you are there to be a friend, to be that helper, that support, that connection will grow. And so that's what I'm seeing for you. Okay. Right. Okay. And that's what I thought. I thought about, the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Wands. It is very easy to shut down and not want to keep going. And all those choices. So yeah, he's looking for that support system and not just a love interest. Because you got to be friends before you can move into any kind of a relationship. You really do. So, interesting. Okay. So for progress, and I sat here and just kind of did some shuffling. When it comes to progressing with him, I got the Ten of Wands again. And when it comes to moving, abandoning, and just going forward in your own life, I got the Hierophant. So if you stay, it could go very well. It's going to be hard that you're so close to making it. If you do, you are still gonna need your own help. You're gonna need to seek advice and get yourself moving over the guilt, possibly, because you don't want to carry guilt around. So you're going to want to let go of that before you move forward. Okay, so either way, you're going to want to do things in a way that is not going to make you feel like you have to carry a burden around. Okay. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Yeah. It may be time just to clear your head and walk away. Okay. Is there any other questions I can answer for anybody? Okay. Hmm. Oh, absolutely, Jean. Okay, Miss Pamela. Ooh, Miss Pamela, we have the Six of Wands. You are your own rock star, but look at all the people you encourage. You give so much to everybody, and it's all because you have the mind and the wisdom and the love that shines through. However, there is something that you are juggling with, and now you need the support from people around you. You have given so much to everybody else, and you are juggling something, and now it's time for you to maybe ask somebody for some advice. And that's okay. So now is the time to make a decision, grab onto one of these choices and really run with it. And let the other one just lay in the background until you're done with whichever one you want. But I feel like it's the right hand that you want. I don't know why. So I feel like somebody needs to help you after you have been given to them. I have a bunch of cats. I'll send you some. Yes, you need a cat. Let's see here. Knight of Cups. You need a cat. Look, he's going to get your cat. Yep. Oh, I got a couple orange ones. Oh my goodness, the horse is orange, Pamela. Yep, you're getting a cat because the horse is orange. See? Yes, I love horses too. They are, oh, I want a horse. And we got the success card, the Six of Pentacles. Your kitty's coming, your kitty's coming. We're calling that cat in for you. Yes, they are. Yeah, I love cats. Oh, I was at I was at where was I at? I was at Maverick. We were getting gas and there was these two horses and I was talking to them and I'm not even joking. These horses were talking back. I was talking to them and they were like, "Yeah." Shaking their heads at me and Melinda, my daughter. It was awesome. It was so much fun. Okay. So, I think I have answered all the questions. I think we have pretty much covered Moonology. If there's any other question, um, let's see here. Oh, did she? Oh, awesome, Linda. Let me answer your question. What do I need to do to promote my artwork? Yeah, there are so many roadblocks. Okay, what do I need to do to promote artwork? Well, the first card I got is the Six of Cups. And look, she has a picture in her hand. It's art. How awesome is that? So, the first thing you need to do is organize your art. Okay, get it all organized. I see how she's like pulling it out of a book. Okay. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. So, now you have to step forward. Maybe start a little savings because what you're going to need to do when it comes to advertising or marketing or anything like that, and I don't know from experience, I'm just learning myself, but you're probably going to want to have a little bit of money set aside. So here's where you're going to want to start harvesting or seeding, investing, okay? And then we got the Death card. So what you need to do is you need to let something go, and that way you can start new with the advertising because you can't advertise in the wrong way. So I also got the Hanged Man with this. So you need to look at your advertising plan and redo it. Once you redo the advertising, um, because you got to advertise to promote, right? So I think what you need to do is get a hold of maybe other people who have artwork. So there is Roxy Sims. She's on Facebook. She's on the Psychic Cafe, and she's done different artwork. And get a hold of other artistic people who have promoted their own artwork and start looking at how they promote and maybe start doing that. Start putting some of your artwork on Facebook and say, hey, here's some of my artwork that I'm putting up for auction. Because I know a lady who has done that. And so that is some way. Social media is really big when it comes to promoting. And Dax did put in there Roxy's information, and you can always reach out to her on how to promote. So there it is there. Definitely reach out to other people as well. So I hope that was helpful for you. But definitely reorganize your cards, start a savings, and redo those advertisements and get them out on all of social media, because that's going to be how you're going to promote. Okay. Oh, good. Okay. Dan, will the full moon bring success and monetary relief and secure the future? Only if you put, never mind, I'll be nice. Okay. Oh, here we go with that card again. Okay, we got the Seven of Pentacles. So it is time to really start saving some money. I think it's time to start a savings account. Maybe do some investing, start looking at some sort of stocks or CDs or savings of some sort. We've got the Ace of Cups. There is something coming in that is going to be fulfilling. And once you start a savings, even if it's $25 and only you know where the savings is, that is going to give you an emotional security, because right now you are feeling this. You are feeling so heavy with this financial burden that you don't think you can make it any further anywhere. You're ready to drop. So, what you need to do is go to the bank, open up a savings account. Do not, under any circumstances, let your wife near the savings account. Under any circumstances. Don't even get a card for the savings account. Not even. Okay. Put in $25, $50 to open it, save it, and then every payday just start throwing in a little bit of money. $25. That is gonna start that. That is going to give you this, and then you will stop feeling overburdened, and your wife won't touch that money at all. So there you have it. I know your wife. Don't let her near that. Oh yeah, I'm your wife, by the way. Yes, Jean, thank you. Call galleries. Yes. Yeah, I know you're hearing your own words coming back at you. And I know your wife is very bad with finances. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, I still have a deck somewhere that I haven't even opened yet. It's so true. And I will. I'll buy more decks. I'm sitting at with all of my tarot decks, including my color your owns. Oh, he's gonna be crazy here in a minute. 191. I'm almost to 200. Yay! I'm catching up to Ellie. I know, right, Dax? And that's not even counting Dan's or my daughters, how many I've given away. All right, gang. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, we do. I miss Ellie. I miss her so much. Well, I hope everyone has a fantastic Mother's Day. I have had a fantastic Mother's Day. It's not even Mother's Day. However, my son, as everybody knows, my son passed away. And I miss him. However, for Mother's Day, I got my Mother's Day early. I got my two granddaughters, my son's two baby girls, for the whole weekend. They'll go home. They're going to go home this afternoon, like, a couple hours, 4 or 5 hours. But I've had them since yesterday, and I get them, oh my gosh, a couple times a month. And that to me is my Mother's Day present because I get to help raise my beautiful granddaughters. And I couldn't ask for a better Mother's Day gift than that. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. All you guys, tell your mothers happy Mother's Day. Dax, I know tomorrow is going to be hard. We're with you. We love you. Your mom is with my mom, and they're having a wonderful, heavenly Mother's Day tomorrow. Okay, all of my readings are on sale, $49.99. You can hit me up at psychic.cafe/Michelle or psychic.cafe/Mystic Corner. And I will see everybody next Saturday for astrology. Yay! Bye, everyone.